This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hello. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Don't Blame Me.
Blame me.
Don't do it. Don't
do it.
Don't do it. Don't even think about doing it. You can't blame us. That's why it's in the title. This is a podcast where we gossip ethically, talk shit somewhat ethically, and we give you advice, warranted and asked for, completely solicited advice. And you might be wondering, why would I want you guys to give me advice? Because sometimes you, A, don't want to tell your friends the stupid shit you've been doing because they've already heard enough of it. Or B, you need someone to tell you that the shit you're doing is stupid so you can stop doing it. So we can step in, play any of those roles.
And in addition to giving excellent advice, we also talk about current events in pop culture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my voice cracked there. Sorry.
Oh.
Well, how have you been? What's new with you?
I'm good. I started working out again. It's been good. Yeah, I haven't done anything this year because coughing, but I haven't been coughing this week. So I was like, let me give it a try. But since Sunday, I've worked out every day and it feels good. Yeah.
And the cough hasn't come back. Was it a full 4-month cough? Because that's like what everyone's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a 4-month cough.
Well, I mean, it wasn't 4. It was like 3. But yeah.
3, 4, same thing. Once it's over 2 weeks, it feels like 6 months. You're like, no, this has actually been way, way, way too long. Well, that's fun. Are you running at the track?
Not yet. I want to build up my stamina first because it's rough getting back into the game. But
I'm sure.
I want to build it up. I probably won't get out to the track for another month. We'll see.
Hell
but
yeah.
I'm doing HIIT exercises. That's the fastest way to get into it.
Whew. So you're doing burpees?
I'm
climbers.
I'm doing a lot of mountain climbers. As far as burpees go, never been a fan ever.
Okay.
So I do the modified ones where you touch your toes and then you do a reach. Touch toe and then you reach.
Are you going to a plank at all?
Back. No, because if you do a reach with your leg back, it engages the same muscles.
Oh, like a lunge.
But not all the way. You're not bending your leg. You're keeping it straight.
Okay.
Yeah. So you bend forward a little bit with your arm straight out and then keep your leg kicked back.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That little like.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's exciting for you.
Thank you. It is very exciting, honestly.
No, I say this as somebody who is now taking 3 nasal sprays 2 to 3 times a day, neti pot rinsing, 2 different forms of allergy medication, and still is like coughing and blowing her nose. So I just think that that's very exciting. Like my lungs finally stopped feeling hot, things were bubbling. So I'm taking my regular walks, but I can't imagine how exciting it is to do a HIIT workout after all that. Fuck yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But I thought it would help with my sleep. No, not at all. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I'll just sleep when I can. Like yesterday, went to bed around not yesterday as in yesterday, sorry. Monday into Tuesday. Went to bed around 5 in the morning. So technically Tuesday morning. Slept for a couple hours, got up completely awake, and then around 1 was ready to go back to sleep. So that's what I did. So just sleep when I can.
Yeah.
And then, wake up a few hours later, do work, eventually fall asleep again at some point.
I don't understand a circadian. I think I don't have a circadian rhythm.
I don't think I do either.
And it doesn't matter. Like, I've always been this way. Like, even as like a kid, it doesn't matter if I'm like waking up to go to school and it's dark out or it's light out. Like, it's just, I don't know. And that's why I'm going to do that sleep study and be like, is there something like wrong in the way that I was built? Like, am I are my pieces assembled incorrectly? Could we fix it?
I guess I should probably eventually do one too.
You should.
Yeah.
Well, apparently I learned things that are not supposed to be just like, that's a part of like who you are into adulthood. Not being able to spell. That's a learning disability. Not being able
or it's not necessarily learning disability. There's a lot of us that learned how to read before we learned how to spell. I don't know if you were one of those. I was one of those where I learned how to read first. Yeah.
But I think it's also like that. I think in general, if you can like sound words out in a way that like logically makes sense, I think that's not a learning disability. That's just like, it's a longer process of spelling. For me, like, I can't even do like phonetic. When someone's like, oh, this is how you spell it phonetically. I'm like, that's not how my brain registers something being phonetic. And then other things like being like, oh yeah, I'm just like not a good sleeper. You're not a baby. You should be able to sleep. You're a fully grown adult. If you can't, if you're doing everything you're supposed to do and like you're not sleeping well or you're tired, that's like not our default. Like we should, because I do think we like, you deal with it as a baby and it's like, oh no, my baby's not a good sleeper. And then eventually when like you're no longer a baby, you're just off to fend on your own. And then you turn like 60 and then they go, now it's time for a CPAP machine. I'm like, okay, cool. So maybe I just needed that the whole fucking time.
Even when I was in like preschool, back in my day, we went to kindergarten a full day. No, it was because I went to a private school. We went to, now, are they, I think they're back to going a full day again. There was a time, yeah, they are.
Wait, when did we?
There was a point in time where they were just doing half days for kindergarten, but they're back because my niece is going.
What time would that end?
I just know when my nieces
like
and
noon,
nephews started
like
going.
lunch.
Yeah. And then there would be like an A and a B, and like some people would be in the morning class and some people would be in the evening class or the noon class.
I don't know what I did.
You went to interesting school.
I was about to say, it's now a charter school, if that explains anything to anybody. So I think they probably, I don't know how much the rules were applying.
Yeah. But I never napped then. I didn't, like, they would give me special privileges because I could not nap when everybody else was napping, where I just, like, I remember in preschool, I would sit up and get to watch, like, Bewitched with my teacher on the little TV he had. And then, like, in kindergarten, I would just, like, sit up and go, like, when my teacher was grading things, I would just be sitting with her. She'd be gossiping with the other teachers. So I'd just be sitting with her. And I feel like I learned more because of that.
No, that
they
was
literally
me.
wanted me to skip to, like, first or second grade in kindergarten. And I think that was the reason why.
For me, it was like I was such an only child that, like, as if my social skills could have improved anymore, but in interacting with adults, I was also that kid. So in preschool, my preschool was attached to a gym, like a gymnastics facility where I used to take gymnastics lessons.
I think mine was too.
Maybe that's like just like size wise, like it just like makes the most sense. But I remember it was these like giant, like imagine like barn doors, but like in like a warehouse, like so like huge on rollers. And so I would have to like wait and like, as everybody's on their little mats with their little blankets and my eyes are just wide open and the teacher would be like, shh. And then I had to like, you know, wait there for 5 minutes and then they would crack it open and I'd see the sliver of light and then I'd run out and then they'd let me like play on, like I could like jump in the foam pit. I could like watch something on like a movie with them. I could eat a snack. I could like draw and I was like very good at like playing by myself, which like I still am. And I would do all that. And then in kindergarten, when you were talking about nap time, I go, I don't think we took naps in kindergarten. Well, I didn't take naps in kindergarten, but I'm like, when you're talking about being up where your teacher was, and I was like, yes, exactly. I remember sitting at her desk. She's sitting behind the desk, and I'm just like sitting in front of it with like my little snack and like, you know, coloring. And I was like, yep, that was, and it was just like, she just doesn't sleep. And it was both times, it was only ever me. And there was one kid in preschool who was like trying to be like, you know, I don't need a nap either. And like the parent was like, yeah, like they're not doing their nap anymore. Like they're good. And like the preschool teacher were like, I don't know, we'll see. And they were just like rubbing their eyes like so hard. And then they were there one time. And then after that, it was like, nope, no, just me.
Yep. So if you had trouble sleeping, let us know as a child. And then you still have trouble sleeping now.
My sister-in-law's like that too. She was like the same kind of kid. And when we're in the mountains all together, it's always her and I, the last two up. But now my thing is I'm falling asleep so early, like on the couch. I'm like falling asleep, but I'm not I wake up and I'm just as tired. So, like, I'm sleeping, in my mind, longer, just as tired.
Yeah.
If not more.
Mm.
Stupid.
I tried taking, big mistake, melatonin
Oh, you want to have, like, a absolute
the other day.
psychological warfare of a
I
nightmare?
did. I had a nightmare about... Well, when I said nightmare, I went to how you have nightmares about Selena Gomez with the
Yes.
knife.
Uh-huh.
And then I remembered that I just saw a video of her kissing her husband's nasty feet. And that's a nightmare in itself. And I wish my brain didn't just go there. And I wish I never saw the original video to begin
Who's kissing
with.
feet?
Selena Gomez is kissing her husband's
I'm so sorry.
nasty feet.
I saw the feet. I didn't know there were lip-to-feet contact at any point.
After the first episode, when people were talking about his feet, and then I don't know how many episodes there are, but then I came across a video today posted by the official Spotify account of her kissing his feet. They were cleaner this time, but in the way that it happened and how he had no reaction lets me know that this is something that she does all the time.
Honestly, like, I'm so happy that there are people for everybody.
Me too.
Like, they're so clearly obsessed with each other. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and everyone's like, that's disgusting. And I was like, well,
Like,
two people
she
off the
probably
market
is-
that you find disgusting. So there you go.
And she's probably has the same hygiene as he
That's
does.
what I mean. Like, those people they fit together.
Y'all know what I mean.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful women can be very yucky.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've been a yucky woman sometimes. Like, I've been, like, gross. If I'm in, like, the thick of mental health or illness or anything, like, I am yucky. And,
Yeah.
like,
But
I
I'm not
look...
kissing dirty feet, I can tell you that.
No. And, like, some people have different things that they're into.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that that is not something that I have to partake in. I did write down everybody who was in my dream one time. This was, like, a week ago. And this isn't everybody, because I remember that I was like, oh, damn, I didn't include everyone, and I couldn't remember who else was there. King George, Queen Charlotte.
From Bridgerton,
of course.
or
Well,
the real
I don't know what the real ones look like.
Okay.
King George, Queen Charlotte, Kelly Rowland,
What
Queen
what
Latifah.
time period?
We were at an award show, I think.
No, I mean of King George and Queen Charlotte.
From Queen, the show Queen Charlotte.
The younger, but is it the younger ones or the older ones?
Younger.
Okay.
And I want to say older Queen Charlotte was there as well. They were both there.
Okay.
But I was at Kelly's +1 to something or whatever.
Okay.
And
I also had a dream with Kelly Rowland too.
Yeah, she's been on my mind lately. She's been in the press tour. And then I wrote down the Bowery, Sam's Club ice cream, cherry pie with cake. No idea what those mean.
Okay.
Yep. I wrote this at 7 a.m., which was, I was just waking up from it. And I need to start trying to do that more because it's confusing to me. Because I wake up exhausted. Like, you don't even know the battles I've been just fighting in my fucking dream. Like, I saved this world. I saved the other world. I saved us from alligators. Like, I've had dreams where I'm on, like, in the Bora Bora, like, tripping with Tart, little, like, villas that over on the water. Except I'm in, like, the...
Oh, so would you be tripping with Tart, or are you just using that as a reference point?
Using it to paint an image for you.
Okay. Yeah, I know those Bora Bora.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, you know, or keep up the Kardashians.
I don't keep up with the Tarts.
No, but you know what those things.
I know exactly what they are. I've looked at them and was like, you know, like aesthetically beautiful, but then when I thought about it of actually staying there, Melissa. No.
I'm not a strong enough swimmer to be surrounded by that much
Exactly.
water.
Exactly. I would not, as me not being able to sleep right now, couldn't do it at all.
No, I would not be able to at all. But now this one, even worse. So, you know glass bottom boats?
Mm-hmm.
So
and a lot of those Bora Boras when you can see in the bottom.
So this one, whole thing glass bottom. Except I'm actually in the bayou and I'm surrounded by alligators. I'm surrounded by alligators.
It's also, you can't even see anything. The water is murky.
But somehow every image of the alligator completely perfect. And like everybody's getting eaten and murdered and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And then they chomp down on the bridge and so then I'm just stranded in this glass box as they're chomping away at all of it. And I'm pretty sure they killed me and then I woke up.
See, usually I wake up before the kill. Like I get
I've heard that's everyone says, like, someone's like, you'll see on TikTok people like, fun fact, you can't die in your dreams. And I'm like, tell that to my dreams. I die in my dreams all the time.
Yeah, I have done a thing, and this was a while ago, where I would quote unquote die, but I wouldn't actually feel dead, and it would just be like a video game where I just restart.
Oh, that happens to me. But mine will be, I'll wake up and then I'll fall back asleep and then I'm back at level 1.
Hate when I wake up. When I wake up, that feels like that should be a reset.
Give me some variety.
Right.
I've already watched this episode.
And it's usually the worst dreams where where I have anxiety and then I go back to sleep and I'm back in the anxiety. Mm-hmm. No, thank you.
No.
I don't want to be here.
And I'm completely aware of it.
Waking up is supposed to take me away out of this. Put me back somewhere else.
Even if it's still scary, even if it's the same level of scary, at least it'll be a little bit different. But mine is like, I'm so conscious of all of my dreams, and so then I just try and make different decisions to hope it'll end up at a different outcome, and then it doesn't. And I'm like, who's controlling this dream?
Yeah.
Apparently not me, even though I feel like I am controlling it.
It's in my brain, but no. This is a different part of my brain is activated. The one I had this week, I know that Kelly was there. Also, Tyra was there. And then my sister, Meghan, has been in a fight with somebody. Not physical, but one of her close friends is no longer a close friend. And for some reason, I was trying to make peace between them when I'm 100% don't want to do that. But that was part of the dream.
I like how there's beef in your dreams, like you and Courtney, because you and Chloe were so tight.
Yeah.
Do you think she was beefing with Courtney or Chloe? If she was beefing with Courtney, you wouldn't care.
It was Chloe.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, was your sister in this last dream? Was she beefing with Chloe and then you had to make amends because Chloe's your dream best friend?
I said Kelly.
Oh, it was Kelly. Oh, yes, okay. Yes. I was making a joke. I didn't hear who you said, so I was making a joke about the tie back to your other dream with Khloe Kardashian. So she was fighting with Kelly Rowland.
She was, but then also in real life, her friend that she's also fighting with.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow. Dreams are so...
After we do the sleep study, or maybe before the sleep study, before we get fixed, we go do the dream study first.
Do they do that?
Yeah, but I don't think they're like legit. But
my therapist used to like love. She would like anytime she was like, I love hearing about dreams, and so I was like thinking she was like really gonna decode one. And there was one where I was like, I have this like dream that this person's trying to kill me. And I was like, what do you think that means? She goes, I think that you think that person would try to kill you, and I'll be honest, I think that person would try to kill you. And I was like, that was actually very validating. Like,
but what about Selena Gomez?
No, that one, she didn't think Selena Gomez wanted to kill me. That one, she said, you need to stop. She's like, I'm glad you stopped taking melatonin. That one will fuck with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it did.
Yeah. I need something to help me sleep, but everything just fucks with you. So like, what am I supposed to do?
God, sometimes I do miss the days of being addicted to Benadryl to fall asleep. And I know it's so bad for you, and I won't do it again.
Those were the good old days. Mine, especially when I was breaking out in hives every night.
Yeah.
It was the best sleep.
I haven't had a sleep that good since.
Me either, actually, to be honest. Unless I'm sick.
Yes, exactly. And then you still feel like shit, but you're
at
sleeping
least I
well.
Slept.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine was that, and then the time that they think I had viral meningitis, because I don't even remember that week. And I think it was partially because I was asleep, but then partially because I was hallucinating because I was so ill. But damn, rested after. So just need to find a happy medium between early onset dementia from excessive Benadryl usage.
But then I'm also like, it's genetic as it is anyway. We're probably gonna get it.
I know. So I'm like, okay, is it kind of like doing hallucinogens and like mind altering substances when you are already predisposed to getting schizophrenia? Like, does it just happen quicker?
Right.
Or am I like, if this is already gonna happen at some point, like,
would I be better off sleeping now?
By the way, also, isn't like lack of sleep a contributing factor? So I'm like, well, who knows? But they like apparently like don't even give it, like they don't even, unless you're having like an anaphylactic reaction, they don't want to give it to anyone anymore. And I was like, okay, I was really.
They said they were pulling it all from the shelves. It didn't happen, but I remember them talking about it.
Well.
It was going to be behind the counter where you have to go and basically register to have it.
And plead your case of why you need it.
Mm-hmm. Which, all right, well, we're going to take a little break, and when we get back, we'll get into some advice.
We are back. And let's get into some advice. If you want us to give you some wonderful advice, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. International listeners, you can send us an audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're like, oh no, I don't want my voice to be heard, but I want my voice, my inner voice to be heard, then you can type it out, send it to the same email address. You can send it in a DM, or you can fill out the form that we have listed in the show notes and in our socials. Very easy, very simple. It gives you all of the instructions. 3 minutes for voice recordings and voicemails, and 300 words for anything written. Hi, Meghan and Melisa. I am 28, and my friend Sophie is 27. We've been friends for 10 years. Sophie is getting married this weekend. Anytime we get married, like weddings are happening, you know shit's about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a bridesmaid. The past couple of months, she's been making really odd comments and has been acting strange. I used to be bleach blonde, and I've been growing out my natural hair color for 2 years. She's asked me multiple times if I was going to bleach my hair for the wedding. When I said no, she said that she's always just imagined one of her bridesmaids being blonde. She's also made comments to her friend group that we can be pregnant after her wedding, not at it. Our shared friend had a miscarriage a couple of days after that and didn't feel comfortable to tell her. At her bachelorette, when we were out clubbing, she basically told our friend group that we could go back to the hotel because she was going to be doing coke with her work friends, nurses, practicing. She's now having arguments with her fiancé about whether it's appropriate if she does coke at the wedding. Sophie also told the bridal party 2 months ago that the wedding accommodation for us was booked from Thursday to Sunday, wedding is Saturday, and expected us to take the Friday off work with nothing planned on Friday. Sophie was never like this before she was engaged. She was my friend I could always count on, but now I don't even feel like I am her friend, let alone her bridesmaid. I don't think I can confront her before the wedding, but I'm really not good at faking how I'm feeling. My initial plan was to have a break from her after the wedding, but I don't know. How would you handle it? Wait, when is the fucking wedding?
It's this weekend. They wrote in on the 3rd, so they're not going to hear this until Monday. So
Tell us how the wedding was.
Yeah.
What are Sophie's parents like that, like, Sophie's just doing coke at her wedding? Like, I know a lot of people who do drugs at weddings. Bathroom. But, like...
I don't.
No, by the way, it's my...
Weed, yes, but not a drug. But not coke. I'm not...
No. It's my, like... That's how I know when it's time to go. That I go. And it's not out in the open. But, like, you can just tell when people's behavior shifts. And you're like,
and they're sniffing a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, everyone's got sunglasses on. And I'm like, you know, I'm actually...
It's nighttime.
I'm okay. I'm actually going to dip now. And they're like, what do you mean? I go, well, it is, in fact, 2:30 a.m. I'm tired. And like, you're tired. And I go, well, one of us did something and another one of us didn't do anything like that. I prefer the weed smokers because they are just sitting with me because they go, my feet hurt. And I go, and me too.
Like, and I'm hungry. Let's leave.
Yeah.
Let's
and then we're
starting out.
We're making soda combinations. I'm like, what if we combine these?
I haven't been in and out in a long time.
Oh, we went on Sunday.
I can't even think of the last time I went.
I saw a TikTok of someone who she was in the drive-thru for In-N-Out. And by the way, I didn't realize it was In-N-Out until like she was like leaving and I could see it. And I was like, oh my God, of all places this happened, like I really would have done this. The person behind her cut everybody in line. So like she's in front of this person, but the person who drove in behind her cut everybody. And I cannot stress to you all how long the lines for In-N-Out are.
Yes, if you've never been in In-N-Out, the lines are around the block. Like it loops itself and they have to have people outside directing traffic.
Like you, depending on when you go to, you can be in the line for an hour or more. Like it's, and that's like normal. Like it's just, it's a lot. So she went up
work. That's what I would always do. I would bring work to do in the car.
We would like turn Monta's car off at some points and like we're like watching New Girl. But when she gets up to the window to order, or no, when she gets up to the window to pay, so like already orders have been placed, was like, hey, if I pay for the person's behind me, can I have theirs? And they were like, what? And like she cut everybody in line. And the woman goes, yeah, I can do that for you. And then goes to the next window where she's like getting the food and you can tell all the employees are like laughing, being like, yeah, that was fucked up. And so she takes that person's food and then they'd be like, yeah, you can go back through the line and order again.
Great.
And I was like, it was only $7. And I was like, so you did that for fries and a soda?
That's not even worth it at In-N-Out.
Go
somewhere else.
Their fries suck.
Yes. Go somewhere else.
And like, even if they got a milkshake, their milkshakes are like not the great. No. They're like, whatever. I haven't had one in years, but like they're certainly not.
They're ice cream. They're not even milkshakes. You can't suck it through a straw.
But you could go to many other places.
You could go to Wendy's and get a Frosty. And
thought that was wild.
Yeah.
But sorry, back to your problem, bridesmaid.
What do you think happens in a bride's brain? Not a normal person, because I know plenty of normal brides.
Yeah.
But these bridezillas, and whoever coined that phrase, brilliant.
Yeah.
These bridezillas that turn into a completely, seemingly different person when a wedding comes into play. I also have a question too. Was she doing coke before she became a bride, or is this a new development? Because that could just be like she started doing coke and now she's different. She started doing coke with her nurse friends.
People are, I will say, make a
coke?
blanket statement. Everybody's annoying on coke. Like, you could be the greatest person ever. Everybody is fucking annoying on coke. Everyone is. Like, there are people I know who have partake, and I will be like, if we do not separate, I will put my hands on you. Like, you are pissing me the fuck off. Like, people on coke are just fucking annoying.
Yes.
So Melissa's right. That could literally just be the crux of it. It's like not like the wedding aspect.
She did a line and was like, I always wanted a blonde at my wedding. Like, what is happening? I'm
like, is that like, what is everybody else's hair color? Like, and also like, you're bleaching your hair blonde. Like,
so it's not even your natural color.
No, and so I'm like, what level? But also like, if you were,
are you gonna pay
if you were
for
bleaching your hair blonde in general, unless your upkeep was like absolutely insane, your hair's probably not that dark to begin with. Like, yeah. So like, did she have a specific shade in mind of blonde for this? But like, the fact that her fiance is arguing with her whether or not it's appropriate to do coke at the wedding, she's lost it. Like, coke is not appropriate for you to do at your wedding, and like, you don't really need your fiance to tell you that. But my thing is, like you were saying about like what goes through brides' brains to just like make this like drastic shift. My question is like, do they ever go back to who they used to be? And if so, are they like, whoa, I'm like really embarrassed that like I was fucking crazy for all of those months? Like, do you, because I do wonder, people talk about like the post-wedding blues and they're so sad. And I go, is that your guilty conscience coming in and going, wow, I was actually fucking horrible to everybody. And now that this is over, I don't have an excuse and I have to like show my face and own up to all this stuff that I did.
Yeah, like, because I've been a bridesmaid a few times, and I'd say the weddings that I've been in, the brides, they're a little, bossy, but nobody to this extreme.
No. But like this, to me, I'm like, this feels like a metamorphosis, like that you're unlocking a new shell, like a new in video games, like a new skin, like the cover of whatever. And this is who you are now. Like, can you ever devolve back to what you were, or evolve, depending on how you want to look at it? But to me, like, yeah, I wouldn't say, like, you are, obviously this has already happened. You didn't say anything before the wedding. You shouldn't say anything before the wedding. So I think I stand by that for you, that like, that's a good call to not say anything. Mostly because like you truly cannot argue or get through to just like a coked out girl. Like, it's just not going to happen. And so I think like distancing yourself after the wedding is a great call to make. I hope that the second shit starts going down and you're uncomfortable, you dip out. But I think like as long as you don't yell at her at your wedding, as long as you don't yell at her at her wedding, I think everything else is completely warranted and fine. Because I think her family should probably yell at her wedding if she's doing coke.
Yeah, like, and they probably will.
Yeah, I think she should be yelled at.
Unless they're doing coke too.
A multi-generational coke.
I don't know.
That is such a foreign motherfucking concept to me.
No, because like if parents do coke, you don't want to do coke.
But maybe that's the way that you like convince your kids not to do the drugs. You're like, well, I'm just doing lines, and it's like, what?
That's why you're like that? Okay, I don't want to be like that.
I really don't want to participate in that. But because I will say, like, if she has developed and I don't want to like I will say that there's a difference between a coke habit and a coke problem, like an addiction. I think in general, wasting money on drugs is a problem, like financially. Like, I don't think that necessarily indicates like addiction or reliance or dependency, but doing coke in general makes you annoying unless you're only hanging out with other people who are doing coke, and it's like a lot of fucking money, and like it is.
And that's why she's asking if we're gonna do it, because it's gonna be a group activity.
Well, because she needs to split the bill
to participate.
And she
might be free. It's her birthday. I mean,
Who's paying
it's her
for
wedding.
it? She
The
seems
other
like the only one who
nurses.
wants. Oh, true.
She's doing coke with her nurse friends.
I
So
have to say,
therefore,
though,
it's the nurses.
that part is like so not shocking to me. There are two professions, and I say this with love, but I will say 27, that is not the age that I'm used to them participating in this way. But teachers and nurses on the weekends at like 23 to like 25 are doing like they're doing drugs that sound like made up words. And you're like, they're like, I'm doing this. I'm like, what is that? They're like, oh, it's bubblegum fizzy pop pants. And I'm like, it feels like the drugs in fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. My teacher, she was a quote unquote party girl. Mind you, I was in 11th grade. I won't
and you
say
knew
what she
this?
taught. It was told to me and then heard rumors and then saw pictures. And I didn't know when they said party girl. And I was like, okay, she likes to go to the clubs. I was very naive. I was like, she likes to go clubbing. Who cares? She's like 23, 24, whatever. No, she was full on cheating on her husband. Occasionally was a midnight ballerina, which is perfectly fine.
Oh, totally.
But like she was also doing drugs while doing this.
Yes.
And was into a lot of things.
Well, she should have been married at 23.
Right. And I was like, oh, it was a very eye-opening experience for me.
Yes. Yeah. I remember.
But also, who had these pictures? Where were y'all getting these from?
Yeah. And then how did they get to a point where you were able to see
Maybe it
them?
was some seniors that were 18 and they went to the club and saw her. But they had to go get them developed because this was before digital camera.
Oh my God. The dedication to the gossip, like, that's impressive. Wow. Those are resourceful.
Yeah.
Gen Alpha could never.
I'm just thinking of them like going in with like a disposable camera and then taking with the flash
photography.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got to be on a lot of stuff if she's like, whatever. Wow. Yeah. This is. Well, I guess what I was going to say is like there's a difference between like a habit and like a problem and a dependency. Like I think there are. Because I'm a big believer in like harm reduction. Like I think if you say like I'm never going to do something or you can't do something or whatever, like it's like useless. Because like people are going to do stuff and like the most important thing is they do it like safely. And if her partner didn't know about this, I would be like, you should let someone know who like lives with her that she is participating in this so they can do that. But like beyond that, people in her life clearly know that she's doing this and that it is not your responsibility to like get her to stop. I think if she was only ever spending time with people who were just doing this and her partner was also enabling her and all of that, then I would feel like personally, morally, I would feel like I had an obligation to like try and get through to her if it develops into something that is like, oh, you are not functioning without this. You are not doing, you're no longer yourself. But her fiance knows and he's trying to be like, yeah, it's actually probably like not appropriate to do it at your wedding. But at the same time, like, I know a lot of people who did drugs at the wedding. But to be fair, I don't really ever think the bride or the groom. It was usually guests. I just can't imagine, like, already, like, stress and, like, feelings and emotions and anxiety is, like, so high. I think the last thing you fucking need is, like, a already stressed out, high-strung bride on, like, a really stressful but, like, wonderful day. Then just, like, getting coked up. Like, that's just, like, she's gonna get so mean. Like, so mean. And also, like, I don't know, the people who work at the they don't deserve, like, your DJ doesn't deserve that. Like,
no, the waiters don't deserve that.
No.
The bathroom attendants don't deserve that.
Oh my God. The bathroom attendants certainly don't deserve that. And all the people preparing that wonderful, delicious food that you're going to be like, fuck it, I don't need it. Maybe she just needs to, like, go to Coachella. You know?
I hope they aren't doing coke at the hospital.
I don't know if that happened. I mean, if you work in like finance, law, big tech,
they're all doing it. But I don't know.
I just always think of in general, like when drug habits in hospitals, it tends to be diverting drugs that are already there.
Yeah,
as opposed to bringing them in.
What if they're like an overnight nurse and they have long shifts and they're like, I need a little something to keep me up.
Totally.
Yeah,
I buy it.
Because those are usually quieter.
Yeah. Well, I would assume it'd be something you can get at the hospital, but I guess that's just...
They could just bring it in, though.
Yeah, more complicated.
Yeah. A lot of safety measures now stopping people from getting the drugs at the hospital, the pharmaceuticals, but
Mhm.
easy to bring coke in.
Yeah, I guess it's true. Wow. Well, I really, really can't stress this enough to anyone who's listening. Would prefer, and I'll make a blanket statement, I don't ever want a nurse or a medical professional who's on coke. Ever.
No, one
Ever.
of my dad's friends was a doctor that was on coke, and then I said,
Incredibly common.
yep.
And I think being like, of one of the things, like, well, like, look at all this stuff I can get done with it. And I go, I just imagine all the stuff you can get done without it. Like, I would actually prefer that version. I
Yep.
promise you, you're not
Maybe just
performing
have
better.
some caffeine. It's very close.
Yeah.
Very close. Just have a little caffeine. A lot
And
of caffeine. I'd prefer you to be on a lot of caffeine than coke.
Totally. And also, like, I've had my therapist was like shocked I had never tried it before, and I was like, no, it absolutely terrifies me, like, not interested whatsoever, and was saying that, like, oh, you know that, like, that's great because specifically you would have loved it because so many people who have, like, quote unquote functioning coke habits into adulthood are people who were never diagnosed with ADHD, because like you shouldn't be, if you are able to like function with coke like that at that level, if it's like instant you're able to function versus like dependency and you're kind of just like slugging your way through it. Like if this is like, oh no, I'm actually functioning better. It was like, no, you have ADHD and you need other help. You don't need cocaine. But then a lot of people have a hard time switching off of that, which I'm like, ooh, freaks me out. And yeah, fentanyl, all that stuff. Test your drugs, everybody.
All right, we're going to take a break.
We're back.
All right. Here's the next one. Hi, Eminem. Trigger warning: politics, ICE, and pet health / loss. So 2026 has not been great. Yeah. It's just been a mess, if I'm being quite honest, and I just need it to not. The beginning of January, I ended up losing pretty much most of my friends after I called out one of my friends for a racist comment on Somalian citizens. Everyone sided with her, saying I was attacking her opinion. Then my partner's dog was having health problems to find out she has IMHA and had to be hospitalized overnight, which was rough because my partner has never left their dog overnight at a pet hospital, of course, and it's traumatizing. She was then discharged 2 days later. Then another involving ICE, same month. I've had trauma with ICE agents in the past, but I've never been able to cope with it, and having to relive it again this year. So now February comes. The dog's health starts to deteriorate again. However, this time she's not getting any better. To then, my partner decided to put their dog down, and it was hard. I've only known the dog for 2 years, but it was the best 2 years of my life. So this year just hasn't been the best. It was just so hard to say goodbye. I know this is a lot, but any advice as to how to even deal with all of this? It's just becoming too much, and I just need a halt on life, especially since it feels like shit's falling apart. Yeah. This is a lot to deal with, and I'm not going to underplay that. Like, this is a lot, and it's only March 4th when we're reading this.
And since you've written in, already more shit has happened country and worldwide. So, but yeah, like I think like wanting to, I always say like it's about like I'm needing to get your head above water. Like it's like I'm treading I'm just like you're getting hit by a wave, hit by a wave, hit by a wave, and being like I just am trying to keep my head above water. And sometimes I think we can feel like in order to keep our head above water, we need good news or we need some positivity. We need that. Sometimes in order to do that, we need to like let our brain be mush. We need to like get a coloring book or do a puzzle or watch a reality show that's like completely transports you, or watch like a comfort show that's like hella old that you loved or something like that, where you're not disengaging from being like an active voter and participant in democracy, but being like, in order to sustain this, like I need to take a breath. And I also think that like when people make content, let me be specific. When white women make content about being like, you're allowed to close your phone, you're allowed to like shut that down, like you're allowed to like let things into your life, you don't need to become the news, you don't need to become like you can like give yourself grace to like take a break and all of that kind of stuff. There's like a huge difference between that, because like they're really just like not re-engaging. They're like just like giving themselves permission to not participate in this, and to be like, this isn't my problem.
Yes, and saying it out loud, so then when somebody brings it up later, then it's there so they can come back to it and say, I said I'm disengaging right now.
And it's strength in numbers. It's like, I need other people to also do this with me, so then I am not being treated like a monster. So I think there's a huge difference between that and then people who like, which by the way is everybody, who like needs a break sometimes. But by the way, those breaks, that unlike those white women who are making that content, those breaks, things break through those breaks. Like things will, like there's a pressing news or something happens that it's like, oh, it's not I quite literally block every news platform. I do not engage with that ever again. Like it is not like a hard and fast, like ceasing it here, but it's like making a conscious effort to not seek those things out. And even if it's like, okay, in passing, you scroll by a headline and you see it and you go, okay, I'm going to circle back to that when I feel ready for that. Or being well-informed doesn't mean that you have to or even will be able to know, like you won't be able to consume enough information for things to make sense, because like a lot of what's happening right now is like completely illogical and like it's just fucked up. Like it is just fucked up, and no matter how much you consume of it doesn't change the fact that it's fucked up. And as long as like not consuming it, which again, this doesn't apply to you, but as long as not consuming it doesn't shift you to be like an apolitical, non-participating person, diving into things like the traitors, like that's why people are like reality shows right now. And like people are, I have never seen people more invested in like a Love Island All-Stars than like, and a lot of it's like a lot of Americans are watching, because like there's just something about like needing to have something that is, you can count on it just letting you brain rot for like an hour or 45 minutes.
Yeah. When I used to be super consumed with the news, like I would wake up and it would be on whatever device was waking me up, it would be playing. I had all the news alerts on my phone. I would just have it on in the background, have like CNN on in the background. But I don't do that anymore. I've completely taken the news alerts off my phone. I've stopped it where my alarm is just a regular alarm. I don't have the TV constantly on. But I still know what's going on in the world. Even here, like we don't talk about it as much as we used to because it's a lot. It's even by the time these episodes come out, so much has changed. So we can't stay current with what's going on. So I mean, y'all know our stance, and when certain things come up, then we do discuss it. But there's only so much we can talk about without it being invalid in the next few days. And so I know that that sounds very hard, especially when there are things that are directly affecting you and your family, not just news-wise, but also with ICE and then also with pets dying. But just finding hope in other things, like if I need to unwind, I'll just lie on the floor and put some music on, and that's all I'm gonna do, even if it's like a whole day or 2 days. If I don't feel like doing something, I won't do anything. I just let those emotions be. But I know that like eventually I'm gonna have to get out of it. But having like scheduled time to cut off from the world is fine, but know that like engaging later is still needed, so how to protect yourself too.
Totally.
But finding little glimmers, like I know the writer is close to like their nieces and nephews. Is there things that you can do where you can like spend time with them, so it like takes you away from what's happening right now just for a few hours? Is there like something like a sport or something that you like to play where you can just be away from a few hours? Is there something like you like to just like play dress up in certain ways? Like, can you do that and then
be creative?
Yes, do creative things so that you can just shut your mind off. And those are your times. But in those harsh times, they're going to be harsh. And unfortunately, that's what life is, especially right now. But like, mourn the pet. Remember the good moments you had with the pet. Celebrate the people that are around you that you love. And also take time for yourself.
Yeah. And sometimes taking time for yourself quite literally means like, hey, enough slices. I can't handle anything more. And I need to ignore my problems and pretend these don't exist for a week.
And
so
your
I can
problems,
like
too.
reset. Yeah. Like I can reset my system. So then I can deal with and like mourn these things and these problems. And like still I'm not jumping back into like political discourse or anything like that. And like that's okay. Like that, like there have been times where it's like there's just like thing after thing gets added to my plate, and Mott's will be like, okay, we're going to like see our niece and nephew, and like that, like you said, like that is something that like they are not aware to the same extent or level that we are of like everything that's going on, and there's something very grounding about that because like they still exist in that world, but here they are still like prevailing and still functioning. And that's something that's like, oh, we can also still do that. And in general, if you are too overwhelmed with like everything going on, like emotionally or even physically, like it just when there's too much shit to carry, you have to put it down. But eventually you're going to pick it back up, and like you don't have to worry about how you're going to pick it back up or when you're going to pick it back up, but like you will. You don't even have to worry about if you will. You just will. It is something that is inevitable. So it's not about preparing for that. It's just like I have to set it down for a bit. And like if anybody has any issue with that, like it's irrelevant to me. That's not who I'm engaging in these conversations with.
Yep.
Cuz like it's a long life is short, but life is also sometimes very fucking long. And like there are things that you have to deal with that are inevitable, and sometimes putting them off to deal with is okay because you eventually do have to deal with them, but you can't carry everything at one time. But I sending love because this is already a very tough time. And then when personal stuff kind of adds on to that and like a close aspect or things that are very triggering for current events, it feels endless. And sending you love. And also making sure everybody knows that pay attention for midterms. Please.
Very much so.
There are places you can already start what is it? You can start, it's not voting, but you can.
It depends on the place. Like there was a voting yesterday in Arkansas and Texas.
Well,
let's take a break. All right, we're back.
We are back. And I have, when you think that you're in on the joke and you're like laughing with everybody. And then after a while you go, hold up. I thought we all knew that this was a joke. I think some of you motherfuckers might be serious.
Okay. At first I was like, no, I'm never that. But when you're saying yes, it's people that just, they're the ones that don't know they're joking.
Oh, turns out this wasn't a joke for anybody but me.
Okay. Is
how I feel about the cloning conversation that has taken over the internet. Melissa, I had to go back and unrepost things because I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you fuckers were serious.
Yes.
I thought we were having a good hee-hee ha-ha.
Avril Lavigne all over again.
Which, again, I thought was a motherfucking joke.
No, people think, seriously, that Avril Lavigne has been replaced by somebody named Melissa. And I just remember this because my name's Melissa. But also people think that Jim Carrey has been replaced by a clone.
Which I would like to say a key fact in all of this to everybody, a clone is identical. So if you can spot a clone, it is in fact actually not a clone.
Yes, and also a clone, that means that when he was born, that clone would have been made at the same time because clones also do age in the same amount. They're just a baby. It's your genes being
duplicated.
Yes. So they still have to grow up. And I don't think in 1960, I don't know how old Jim Carrey is. I don't think they were ready for that. Jim Carrey. Was born in 1962. Okay, yeah. Also, he still looks like himself to me. He just looks older.
Well, I just think it's wild how when women get plastic surgery, if people think it's good, they're like, oh my God, give me whatever she has. Or they accuse her of drinking the blood of children.
Mm-hmm.
And if a man gets plastic surgery, a man would actually never do that. So it turns out he's a clone. And if a woman gets bad plastic surgery, like, she's disgusting. She fucked up her face. I'm so deeply disappointed in her. This was like a moral failing. But a man, people, the amount of comments, people being like, he would literally never do this. And I'm like, did he tell you that? And they're like, he's always been against this. And I go, show me his quotes on plastic surgery where he says he's been against it. And also, even if he did say that, was he 23 saying that? Do you think he might have changed his mind at 65? Because all of you commenting this are like 25.
At no point when I was looking at these videos did I not think that was him. Until I started like looking at comments where people, like, I wasn't even looking at the headline or anything. I just saw videos and I was like, okay, Jim Carrey, I don't care enough to stop to see what this is about. But then when I started seeing Jim Carrey clone, I was like, that's obviously him. At no point was I like, that's not him. Sure, are his cheeks a little higher, his skin is a little pulled back in awkward ways, but it still looks like, in his eyes, it's still him.
No, and people are like, his eyes are different colored. They're either much darker or much lighter. His eyes are blue. They've always been blue. Blue eyes can look dark gray or absolutely bright blue. Like, it is just the lighting of that. But the amount of people being like, he would literally, like, he would never do this. Like, his face is his work. Like, this is like all, like, this is what
barely
he does.
Acts anymore.
You guys, he doesn't work. Like,
no.
What are you talking about? Like, you're thinking of him in like The Grinch and the Mask, which, by the way, he doesn't have positive things to say about The Grinch and like how that transformation was and all of that. Like,
he also had full makeup on during The Grinch, so it's not like that was his face you were seeing anyway.
No, the last time
you saw his eyes, and his eyes, those Grinchy eyes, still look how his eyes look today.
Well,
put
and the
green on his face, same person.
Paint him green, same guy. By the way, those fillers in the cheeks definitely helped with looking more Grinch-like.
Yep.
But the last time you saw him do what you would consider like the classic Jim Carrey face, I'm looking it up, 2014. 2014, over 10 years ago. And like, it's also just so odd to me because like, not to like gossip, but like, I do find this, it does seem to happen. The clone conversation, or specifically for men, or the like, oh no, something's not right. Like, he's being pressured by the deep state or whatever, seems to happen to men who like have had very illustrious, very big careers and then slowly stopped working or stopped being so forward facing because like their co-stars don't always have the greatest things to say about them. They're like a little, like, they're not always like, they don't have a reputation of being like incredibly kind on talk shows or like people having all these wonderful experiences with them. And then people think like, oh, they're hiding them from the public world. And I go, sometimes people are not people. They're not people. Like I don't know that he's a people person. I don't know that he's very kind or charismatic. He's also could just be a good actor. So the idea that like him, they're like, well, he like has like pulled back from public life because he was probably uncovering something. I go, or
uncovering what? He's at home painting all the time. Great. Let him paint.
And also, like, can you imagine? Now you have me feeling bad for this man who's got more money than, like, he doesn't need my pity. But the fact that he spent all this time, like, learning French for, like, an acceptance speech and all people can talk about that this is a clone. And I'm like, I really thought that you guys were, because when I was laughing is there's, like, a lesbian comedian who, like, people say look like Jim Carrey and like does a Jim Carrey impression. And so everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe she got her big
Tig Notaro? No, the person on TikTok. But Tig also does look like...
No, I was going to say, that's not a bad call either. But like, they were... I was like laughing at those and they're like, oh my God, got a big break, hee hee ha ha. And then people being like, no, this is a clone. And then even on fucking comments, like I started replying. This is how you know I'm like way too deep. And I started replying to comments on other people's videos about this, where the video would be a content creator being like, he's not a fucking clone. You guys are so weak. Like, this is like an insane thing to jump to. Mass psychosis from you all. And then people being like, no, he was like seen on a talk show 2 days ago. And like, he also said he would never do this. And I'm replying to those comments being like, he wasn't seen on a talk show 2 days ago. Do you know how to use your thumbs to Google or like voice?
Right.
Like they reposted a clip. He doesn't even look. Do you think that people are frozen in time? By the way, if I was going to be like, someone's a clone or whatever, I'm going to think it's Tuck Everlasting. I'm going to be like, this is someone who has not motherfucking aged at all. If I'm going like, something looks a little uncanny with you.
If it's
I'm not going to
clone,
cloning.
they would look younger because they would have been cloned later in his life. They would not look. I just sent you a picture of him from 2013 and then the recent picture of him. He looks the same but older. Like there's nothing about that I look at and I'm like, yeah, that's a clone. He literally looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it up on the screen.
He got some cheek filler.
Yeah.
And he got a bleph. Here's the thing. If you think someone is a clone or someone like has like absolutely done like whatever happened to this person, they got a blepharoplasty. Blepharoplasty. They got their eyes done.
Yeah. And one day you might look up and I've had it done.
Here, I want you all to understand that at some point in our lives, Melissa and I will medically have to get this done based on the shape of our eyes.
Yeah,
we will lose our sight at a certain point.
5 years, it might be done.
Melissa, my doctor was bringing up on my right side, being like, "Hey, we should do a vision test on this eye. That eyelid is really working hard to try and keep that one up." And I'm like, "I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet." But like, that is depending on someone's eyes, also, like, it's a medically necessary thing because otherwise you have to tape your eyelids open to drive your fucking car. Like, that's not safe. You can't pass a test like that. But I'm just like, and I guess they were saying the same, which this one I really don't understand and I couldn't even dive into it. They were saying Selena Gomez has been swapped with Gina Davis. And as somebody who has met Gina Davis, that part
I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all.
Do you mean like a younger, like...
But still, that doesn't make sense.
Because Gina Davis still exists, by the way. Like,
yes.
So is now the Gina Davis that we know, is that Selena Gomez? Like, I just
Gina Davis is 70 years old. What are y'all talking about?
Do you think Gina Davis is kissing Benny Blanco's feet?
No.
She would
Gina Davis doesn't want to be anywhere near him.
I'm just like,
Gina Davis has her institute in Arkansas that happens every year. Like, I don't understand.
She's busy.
You've been.
I've been. That's where I met her. I just think that, like, we have normalized ChatGPT, AI, talk to me like, explain it to me like I'm 5. All of these things that have resulted in cultural acceptance of, like, mass psychosis, which is also how we got to, like, a political landscape of, like, people collectively being like, I'm going to listen to a man about brainworms, about the efficacy of vaccines, who, by the way, is a vaccinated person himself. And I'm going to, like, do all of these things.
Who
and then
did
I'm
coke on top of a toilet seat.
There you go. Probably at a wedding. Mm-hmm. And, like, all of this shit. And it's like, we've just normalized it. And I think it seeps into wherever you stand on, like, the political aisle. Like, if you are still finding ways to justify literally telling using ChatGPT as a whole, or like finding ways to like explain this to me, unless it's a fucking Reddit subreddit of like explain it to me like I'm 5, which is like explain quantum mechanics to me like I'm 5 for sure, but explain like something else like that. Just the need to simplify and dumb everything down, all the while having this desire and this drive to optimize everything and like scale everything and do everything bigger and like question everything. All of this shit, like. It just becomes like you cannot discern from what is correct and what is not if you're treating everything as like a valid argument and opinion. And I think that is the more subtle alt-right pipeline of like nonsensical things that are not based in any fact or any reality, and just like in your soul, in your heart, believing them so wholly, turning against any amount of evidence that is there, facts that are there, and being like, no, my own reality. That becomes a measles aren't that bad. That becomes because you will be shunned by your group of people in your community who does not think like that, who is not about that. And then it's like, okay, cool. Now the only people who are going to accept you are the people who are like, yeah, drink raw milk. It's totally safe. It makes me so fucking annoyed. And it's just like, I thought we were having fun. And now I found out you guys actually fucking believe that. And he had a rep commented being like, yeah, he's not a clone. If you love this man, you're hurting his feelings.
Right.
Insane.
Wild. Because you see the woman that has a ChatGPT boyfriend that is abusive to her, and she went and got a tattoo because it told her to.
So I did hear that she's a romance book writer, and so people think it might just be to drive up sales.
But also we need to it also could be very real because her
Totally.
mother is also involved with this, and her mother does not seem like she's acting.
Well, I also think that, like, regardless of if you're doing the the motivation of doing it, you're still doing it. Like, you're
Mhm.
still doing it, and that's why, like, when people are like, "No, I'm using ChatGPT ironically," and I go, "I'm still using it."
No, you're still
It's still
using
the
it.
same issues and the same problems, but, like, the self-awareness of participating in it doesn't remove you from it. But no, I was like, I don't know. I also do I don't know what kind of books that she writes, but I think that there's the, like, non-ethical kind of smut sort of stuff. I
Mhm.
think that marketing that is like, oh, I don't know that we need to find a way to be able to mass market that because I think people who want that should seek it out. I don't
Mhm.
think we should be, like, pushing that out in
Mhm.
a way because you're having to kind of, like, dance around community guidelines, and so I don't know what her books are about, but people were saying that this feels like and I was like, "Oh, so if this is like a, abusive but sexy kind of storyline and, like, that's what she's trying to get people who'd be interested in that," I'm like, "This is just probably not the way to do it."
Very odd, and I hope that she gets the help that she needs.
Yeah. Did you see that on Twitter?
Mhm.
Has Twitter found the, Muslim matchmaker yet?
Like the TV show that already exists?
No. This
No.
is a woman who started a free service where she helps connect, like, Muslims who wanna date other Muslims, and they, like, send their profile. She has, like, a whole questionnaire. It's gotten, like, very big, and she, every day, gets on her TikTok with, like, her little mic and is like, "Tell me what you think about this." And we'll be like, "I just got an email submission from this man." But she won't show pictures, but she'll be like, "From a
Mhm.
man, 30. I would say his looks are below average. Some might say he's incredibly ugly." Like, she's just so straightforward. He wants a wife who has a PhD, a doctorate, will live with his parents, quit her job, and be a stay-at-home mom, and also he is not willing to have any sort of prenup. So I emailed him and told him, "You're incredibly ugly. Nobody ever would want to date you. I'm removing you from my pool." Like, but she does it in a way that's like, "What do you guys think?" And she's just like, she's being so objective. Like, she's so objective, being like, I would say below average looking, and then is trying to match with so and so or whatever. But I'm addicted to her content, and I miss the like. I think she could be the new reality show because, like, any sort of, like, matchmaking dating shows in general, it feels very subjective. The way
Mhm.
that she is able to, like, cut through and slice and dice. She did one where someone turned down somebody because she, like, got to the point where sending profiles, and she sent the profile of the guy, and the woman was like, "Oh, no, I'm not interested. I told you that, like, fitness is someone who's, like, into fitness and, like, hiking is really important to me." And she responded being like, "He is really into hiking and fitness. That was, like, one of the pillars of things that he wanted someone for." And they're like, "Oh, well, he doesn't look like it." She responded, and she goes, "Well, you don't look like that either." And she was like, "Are you saying I don't look like I'm fit?" And she goes, "No, I don't think you look like you're fit if you don't think that he looks like he's fit. Like, I
Mhm.
think this
Y'all
makes."
look y'all look,
Yes.
like, similar, so if you don't think he looks fit, then you also don't look
Mhm.
fit.
And they were just like, "Wait, what?" And she was like, "Okay." And just, like, is so, like, cut and dry, like, "Whatever. Like, I'm just." And she's like, "This is a free service. Like, I'm just, like, trying to help you out."
So a better version of Millionaire Matchmaker.
Yes. And I can just, like,
'Cause
picture
that
her.
woman was just like, "Straighten your hair," and I don't like women.
Mhm. No, and, like, her whole thing is that, like, there are some where she'll be like, they're like people who, like, she's like, "I don't know if anyone would want to date this person, so, like, I'm removing them from my pool." And then she'll get messages of people being like, "I wanna date them, like, I'll put them back in the pool." And it's like, "Okay." And then there are other ones of her being like, "I'm not even asking what you think because 'cause I'm not putting this person in my pool. Like, I'm not doing this." And, like, the unrealistic standards and expectations, and, like, she's not, like, publicly shaming them 'cause she's not, like, showing their names or their faces or any identifying information about them, but she's now getting better applicants because people are like, "Oh, I don't wanna be like, I can't be like that." But then she started getting applicants of, like, white women who are like, "I'm not Muslim, but, like, I've been told that they like really like white girls. I'm like very fair. I have blue eyes, blonde hair, and she's
Get
like,
the fuck out of here.
"You're fucking freaks." But I think you'd love her. I would bet money she's an Aquarius or she has something in her chart. She delivers it so straight, and you watch like 5 before you realize like that she's being shady, and I love it. Hopefully she'll get to Twitter, or I'll download one and send it to you. I'll download my favorite and send it to you later.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Better make it good.
Don't put unnecessary pressures on
No.
me.
I just want to make sure that neither of our times are wasted.
No, I won't waste your time. I will not waste your time. Ugh.
Here's something that I'm very annoyed about. I mean, it's positive, but depending on the perspective of it. But if you haven't been keeping up, Hillary Clinton has been testifying or being questioned about Epstein, who she's never met.
Nope.
And the way that she's handling it, which is why I'm wearing my nasty woman shirt
I
right now.
noticed.
The way that she's handling it just makes me miss her so much. Also, she's just as quick as ever. And what's been annoying me is mainly white men saying, "Where was this Hillary? Like, where was she?" I was like, this is literally who she's always been.
This
y'all
is the
just
reason
called her
she wasn't
nasty.
elected.
Yes, y'all just called her a nasty woman when she was being herself.
You
What
thought
were
she was
looking
abrasive
at?
and mean
Yes.
and loud, and that's
And a
why you didn't
bitch.
elect her.
Right.
And
What are
they
you
tried to make
talking
her more
about?
friendly, and she said, "Fuck that. No. I'll put
Did
on a
y'all-
brighter colored suit, but that's the most I'll fucking do."
Even I've talked about this before. If you watch her documentary, even when Bill was governor of Arkansas, they made her name. She was always Hillary Rodham.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't go by Clinton. They made her go by Clinton because every time she got interviewed, they would berate her and be like, "Do you not want to be married to your husband?" Like, it was stuff like that. They made her cut her hair. They made her start wearing those pantsuits.
Yep.
She was a hippie. Like, this is not... She had to conform to certain things, like physically, but mentally, she has always been this. When he was in the White House, she still had active roles like on committees and things because she is a very educated woman.
Yep.
Very educated woman. And she wasn't just going to be sitting around picking out
linens
and things. She wanted an actual job. And they literally took a basically like pinata version of herself and burned it outside the White House because they didn't like that she was working.
Yeah. And I've been hating seeing people being like, I don't like her, but wow, she really can command a room. And I go, why? Then fucking explain. Or people being like, say what you want about her or feel how you want to feel. And I'm like, no, don't. Because it's just, you cannot in the same breath talk about, I don't like her, and then praise her for the very traits of hers that she possesses that you have deemed unlikable. It just makes me so mad. And my God, that's a fucking strong woman. She is, because the fact that she has had to deal with this for so fucking long, and her making points being I don't know why a woman needs to answer for her husband's action. That's literally irrelevant to me. And the fact that
and he also said the same thing too.
In
his opening statement, he was like, "My wife has nothing to do with this."
No, because at the end of the day, people still hate her more than they hate him.
Yeah.
And the amount of people who I saw in comments being like, "Well, why is she she's in the Epstein files?" I'm like, she's literally not. She never has been. She never was. There wasn't even but Trump hated her, and then also drummed up all of this anger towards the Epstein files, which again was a distraction because he was projecting because he's the one who's all fucking over it. And so then people conflated that. And the same thing with the Pizzagate theory and all of this shit. I will say, the Lauren Boebert asking her those questions, and you can hear the fucking fear in Lauren Boebert's voice. And I go, oh my God.
Yep. When Hillary was like, "If you're going to take pictures, then I'm done. I'm done with y'all." And
I tried to have this be public.
I'm sorry. I'll take I'll take them down. Like a little fucking child.
I was like, it is just... It's absolute insanity. And the fact that people to this day still harbored this hatred or anger towards her without actually even knowing why they feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then spouting things that are like quite literally false, have never happened, are not true. They've never been put into question. And now it's just like, oh, hey, how do you feel about these things that are like, that never existed?
Mm-hmm.
Like the questions that they were asking her being like, have you read the Epstein files? And like, did you see how they talked about pizza? And like, is that related to you and Pizzagate? And she's like, what? No,
She's
because
like,
Pizzagate's like an insane conspiracy theory that like got someone killed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no. So you haven't like looked at all the references to
Why
pizza?
would she read it?
And
Why?
she was like, it's like that fucking person, I'll say it, don't cut this out, person in my DMs who was like, are you ever going to talk about the Epstein files? And I was like, am I in them? Like, what the fuck do I have to answer for? Like, and also I was like, well, you don't follow me, so I could understand how you've missed over the course of, I don't know, almost a decade of us knowing about the Epstein files and me saying, release the files, don't give a fuck about who's in them. Any political affiliation, I don't give a shit, release the files. But like, the idea of being like, are you ever going to acknowledge them? And I'm like, as if I'm in them.
Right.
As if.
Right. Like even somebody had referenced her because when they were like, we need to donate to her. Like that was the thing. It was like they were saying we need to make a donation. She has no pull into who is donating money to her.
No.
I don't care who's donating money to me. Like, I'm not sitting down and researching every person that is donating money to me. Or even like in one of them, Epstein said, well, you're prettier. She was prettier in person. And she was like, well, I'm not going to argue about that. Like, what is she going to say?
Oh, it's just absolute insanity to me that like, and I saw, and I don't know if I haven't fact checked this, but someone said that Trump's name appears more in the Epstein files than Harry Potter's name appears in the entire series of Harry Potter, which is 7 books, which is fucking
about
insane.
The title character.
It's Harry Potter. Like, it is just the absolute desperation and need for, it's like the sunk cost fallacy. Like they spent so much time fucking hating Hillary Clinton, blaming Hillary Clinton for everything, that if Hillary Clinton is like, if that was all a fucking ruse, if that was all, you know, foreign interference aligned with the alt-right trying to get Trump into office for all of this, if that was like all being a willing participant in that system, like, no, she actually has to be culpable for something. She has to be guilty of that for something, that it like becomes, and that I just like, I can't. It's like, oh, well, she sat by while her husband, and I'm like, genuinely, you must know nothing about Hillary Clinton if you think Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are skipping through fields of roses, so happy, so in love, and so much that she's defending every one of his actions and standing up for him. Like, you must be completely brand new here. And I'm just like, I've been shocked to see people who are cheering for her and who vote Democrat and say that they don't, you know, they're putting their personal feelings for her aside. I go, is she your aunt? What personal feelings do you have for her?
Why?
It pisses me off. But I won't lie. I don't love the circumstance, but I do love hearing her speak again.
I do
like,
too.
God.
I did too.
She makes, like, it incites that same feeling of, like, during the election. Like, it incites that feeling of, like, we can do fucking anything. Like, women are fucking, like, we can literally do what the fuck ever. Say whatever the fuck you want about me. I will run you over with my car. Like, it's a good energy.
And, you know, I know she's old, but if she were to run again, I'd vote for her for a third time.
In a motherfucking heartbeat. And you know
I
who would
guess it'd be like 4, because I did vote for her over Obama, but then I got on the Obama train in the primaries.
Yeah.
So.
And you know who's going to be leading that charge with us? Motts, who can't even watch any of the interview stuff. He has to read it because he's like, he gets too upset. And he goes, that's my girl. I was like, I know, that is your girl. So, love her. All right.
Well, you got anything else?
No, I'll just throw in, I watched the new season of Night Agent and Hijack. Hijack is on Apple TV. Idris Elba. It's good. It's a good season. Season 1 is still by far the best. That's season 2 of Hijack. Season 1 is still by far the best, but like it was good. Definitely we're getting a season 3 based on how it ended. But I have to promote Night Agent on Netflix. That was one where, you know, I would say it's like pretty low on the ranking order of like my favorite kind of streaming shows, crime shows or whatever. I really loved the first episode of season 1. Like, it was a great concept. It was really fun. It was essentially like as if he's not a 911 operator, but like imagine if a 911 operator was like SWAT, like, so like giving instructions like how to fight back or whatever. So she's on the phone and he's like helping her escape and like kick ass through all of this and hiding. It was like a very cool concept. And then the rest of the season was like pretty good. And then season 2 was kind of like whatever. Season 3 was incredibly fucking good. It was very, very, very good. So I would recommend that to people.
And White Ashley works on it too. So
shout out to White Ashley. Like, I really loved this last season. I will say they really did fuck with people's ages. I would love to normalize being 30. Normalize being in your 30s. Everybody doesn't have to be 25. Like, it's okay to be in your 30s. But when they were showing this like timeline and we're finding out that this is like someone's parent and they are not yet born, and it's showing the year 1995, and I'm looking at the actress who's playing the grown-up version of who this preconceived baby will be, and this person is nearly a decade older than me, and they are having them, we are supposed to believe that they are 25. We don't need that. Like, it's actually deeply irrelevant for this person to be 25 because they're not 25. You didn't cast a 25-year-old. You casted someone in their late 30s. It's okay to be 30.
Me. I think that's why we grew up thinking that things were good, like we would look so much different, and why like people on Friends were playing that they were in their 20s and they were very much in their 30s.
Yes.
And it messed up with my brain.
It did.
As I was aging. I didn't understand. Yes, just let people play their ages. I don't know what's so wrong about that.
But also,
unless it specifically calls for it. Like, for instance, there's a script that I wrote that Meghan would be playing a 50-year-old, but she also was in, well, somebody controlling her was in, it's very convoluted, was in it is using her as the face of another company, but also she's a robot.
Exactly.
So like, but you don't find that out till later.
No, so like the way that they included these timestamps of the year that this thing happened, just so the age was never brought up. There is no context for the age. There's no reason for this age. I just had to pause and be like, I'm so sorry. Are they saying that she's 25 years old? Like, but there's no point. Like, there's no point. And also, I don't think they ever told the actors that. I think they decided it in post-production. Well, because it's giving like he's flirting with an older woman. And then I go, she's supposed to be 25? No. Okay. No. And I just think like it's really okay to be 30. And it's okay to be like any part of 30. I feel like we had 13 going on 30. And then after that, they were like 30-year-olds don't exist anymore. Like, you cannot be 30. You are either 22 or you're Sally Fields. Like, that's it. There is no in between.
Fields has played, I mean, in Forrest Gump, she played Tom Hanks' mother. And previously they had played lovers.
I don't
women
understand. Have ages. And like, the idea that you can only be, like, you go from being a, like, child actor. Like, you go, like, you are Winona Ryder. You're a child. And now you're a mother of someone who is not even half your age. Like, it is just, like, the jump of that is, like, whatever happened to 30-year-olds. Like, women, in fact, do turn 30 and 40 and 50. But immediately everything is, and like when you do the math and I go, so everyone's a teen parent who's having children this young. And when it serves nothing for the plot, just to throw in at the end that like, hey, I think she should be younger. Well, you already cast someone who's not that young and it's irrelevant to the story.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back on Thursday for But Am I Watching, where we'll get into the last 2 episodes of Bridgerton Season 4. Monday, we'll be back for Don't Blame Me. Make sure you are following us on socials. Like, if you weren't following us on socials, you just missed out on a huge sale that we had for merch. And everything's gone now, Megan. I'm telling you now.
My
it's
God.
all gone.
Wow, I put it up right before we started recording.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's all gone. So it wasn't that many pieces left, but it's already gone. But like, if you're following us on social media, you're following us on Patreon, you would have known. Also, you can join our Patreon. We do live streams twice a month. They're cool. They're just us hanging out and chatting. On our Patreon, we also have ad-free episodes. So if you're watching or listening, you're like, man, there's so many ads. Well, it has to get paid for somehow.
It does.
But if you would like to just pay directly and not have ads, join the Patreon. You can get videos and the audio.
Hell yeah.
All right. That it?
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye. This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.